Hello everyone, me Nabomita Mumtaj, Head of Marketing of Dps Sts Dhaka, welcoming you all to the third episode of Dps Sts Podcast. In this episode, we are going to discuss about a very talked about topic during this pandemic, online learning. Yes, we're going to discuss about different aspects of this topic, online learning today. And I'm really glad to share that we have with us all our academic heads and activity heads today to discuss in this very important topic. We have with us our head of junior section, Ms. Chumona Karim, our head of pre-primary, Ms. Dushani, our head of primary, Ms. Juliet, our head of middle section, Ms. Kumkum, our head of senior section, Ms. Tarana, our dean of academics, Ms. Sangeeta, our dean of activities, Ms. Chalini Agarwala, and at last but not the least, our head of IT and technical head of online learning, Mr. Mridha. Welcome you all.
Thank
So
you
how?
so much. Thank you,
Thank you.
Navamit.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
First of
Thank
all,
you.
I want to thank you that you made your time, you managed your time to come online for us today in this very important discussion. Thank you all. So I'm really looking forward towards this topic. So let's start directly. So I want to start with our head of junior section, Ms. Shumona Karim. Ma'am, I want to ask you that how does the junior school curriculum help in the holistic development of young children?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Ms. Navamita, for your question. I'll start with a famous quote by Maria Montessori that education cannot be effective unless it helps a child open up him or herself to life. Now, holistic development essentially means the development of a child's intellectual, mental, health-wise, emotional, which means physical, emotional, social abilities, along with the cognitive aspects of learning, so that a child is capable and ready to face the demands and challenges of the everyday life. And in junior school, at DPS STS School Dhaka, we offer the EYFS curriculum, which is the early years foundation stages curriculum for the students of nursery, FS1 and FS2, and the Cambridge primary curriculum for the students of CF to grade 4. Both of these are uniquely designed to ensure the holistic development or the rounded development of a child. A child will not only grow academically, a child will be, holistically grown. And academic excellence alone, nowadays can no longer assure success and happiness in life and in career. That is why the holistic development through the education and the experiences that we provide in our school help a child to prepare him or herself in a holistic and balanced and as a balanced individual. So that is very, very important and vital for life. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mona. So I wanted to ask another question to you. Uh,
Please go ahead.
there is a performance enhancement classes, so
Yeah.
which is PEC classes we say. How do the PEC classes take place?
Okay, the PEC or the performance enhancement classes are conducted after school twice a week for the core subjects, that is math, science, Bangla, and English for now. These classes have been specially planned and designed in such a manner so that the students may hone their skills, academic skills, and work with their teachers in a more one-to-one basis. They have more time with the teacher outside of the regular classroom time. And we've seen actually significant growth in many students who feel shy maybe to open up during their regular class time. But we see them interacting more in the PEC classes. We want to encourage all the parents and all the students who yet are to join these classes to please join, because this is not so some parents have a misconception that this is for only the weak children or the children who are maybe a little bit falling behind in academics. It's not. It's for everyone to just enhance their performance in their academic skills. So
Exactly.
that is yes,
Yeah.
and we have significantly seen many improvement and significant changes in Bangla. I can tell you.
Exactly. Actually, I was going to tell you because I'm also a mother, you know that. So I'm really looking forward to these classes because I was also thinking about my son's Bangla,
Yes,
Bangla class. Most of the kids, they suffer a bit because Bangla is a kind of
they
tough. Yeah,
actually they just feel that they
right.
don't know
They
Bangla.
don't.
It's
Yeah,
not
right.
true,
Yeah.
yeah, and they just need the extra practice. And
Extra
you
practice.
should
Yeah.
definitely enroll your child and make sure that he or she joins. So that
Yeah.
will help him a great deal.
Yeah.
And
This
we're hoping
is
that we'll get more and more students to join because the ones that have joined, they've grown significantly. We've seen
very good. Very good.
significant changes in these children. So we're very positive about the PEC classes.
Right.
Thank you
I
so
think
much.
it's a very good initiative, I would say. It's a very
Thank
good,
you. Thank
very
you.
helpful initiative. At least I'm looking forward to it.
Yes,
Yeah,
because teachers are working extra hard. They're giving extra time to
exactly.
the students on a more one-on-one basis. Since
Yeah.
this is a smaller group of children that we're dealing
Hmm.
with. So yes, we are very confident and very positive about the outcomes of the PEC classes.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Mr. Mona. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
So I will proceed with my next question, and I would like to ask my next question to our head of primary, Miss Juliet. So, Miss Juliet, I have the question.
Thank
This is what is the response, like Ms. Chumona mentioned about the PEC classes? What is the response of our primary students to the PEC classes? Is it helping them?
Thank you first of all, Ms. Navomita, for the question and greetings to everyone.
Thank you.
Definitely, as ma'am mentioned, that this is actually not for the students, those who are like, we are thinking, our parents are thinking that they are falling behind, but this is performance enhancement classes. So students actually who used to score in the, range, like, near passing range earlier, now they are improving significantly in the regular classes, not only in the PEC. Now to tell a little bit, I need to actually tell in detail about PEC, how the teachers are planning the lesson devising so that they are showing the improvement and why they are showing the improvement, and one particular success story I'm going to share. So PEC, basically performance enhancement classes, you better say that, academic upgrading or developmental education. Now, this is, we conduct PEC to assist the students to reach to the expected competencies in, especially in like core academic skills like literacy and numeracy. As ma'am said, like, we started only in four PEC, that is English, Bangla language, both
Hmm.
languages,
Right.
and mathematics and science.
Hmm.
Now when we just select, identify, the teachers are, identifying the students basically who are joining late or joining in the middle of the session, or temporarily falling behind in their studies, or maybe they need short term support, learning support. For them we are conducting PC, we are inviting, but we always do this in mutual understanding with the parents and students and teachers. So we are sending request, we are calling the parents, we are sending email notification to them, invite them to the PEC classes, and only after taking the parent consent, then they are joining the PEC classes. Now how they are identifying the level, the teachers, when the students are joining PEC classes, they are conducting diagnostic tests to assess the level of each child, and the kind of learning, that each child is different in their learning area, learning style. So after assessing their need, then PC teachers, under guidance of the subject ICs, they are preparing the special lesson plan, and with lots of interesting activities, and then also incorporating different learning, teaching strategies with different digital learning tools to make it interesting, the classes for the students. so that they join and they enjoy their learning. Now, why they are improving? Number one is the class size is very small. In the
Right.
regular class, I mean, there are like in a full regular class, the students, those who even, I mean, maybe they are not weak, or we should not say that it's challenging for them, but sometimes they just are reluctant to answer or participate in the class. So in the smaller class size, what is happening, they become very close to the teacher, and then they don't hesitate to ask question. They feel very, I mean, they feel free to ask any question. And teachers also providing one-on-one assistance based on their needs, and then they are feeling good, they're feeling more confident, and they are attending regularly. I'm just again mentioning those who are attending regularly PEC. And it has been noticed that the students who are attending PEC classes regularly, previously who used to receive 30 percentage of mark in the class assessment or assignment, now they are getting above 80 percentage.
Wow,
And
that's great.
also, yeah, also we have the evidence, we can just show it, we are not just saying it. We have separate PEC Google Classroom, so anyone wish to visit the classroom, they can just see the assessment assignment, and then how much marks they are receiving or scoring, how they are doing. It's just evident. So we don't have to just speak for it. What ma'am said, that we request that when we are contacting the parents, sometimes we have seen that, okay, parents say that, okay, they are busy after the long screen time, they should not attend, so they're very reluctant to send. So in that way, we need parental support, because
Parental
it is
support.
not possible for us alone to conduct. We need parental support so the child can go a long way. Now, successful story, one success I can mention, I think ma'am also mentioned, Samona ma'am, that about Bangla. Why we are saying about Bangla? Because in our school and in every English medium school, only one subject we have in Bangla. And
Hmm.
we have to admit, since they are not practicing all other subject, they're learning in English. So this is the only subject, and where Bangla alphabets they find a little bit difficult,
Difficult,
right,
yeah.
to identify. So
Mhm.
most of the parents, or many parents, during the PTM time, they request, to provide extra care in Bangla. And then when we started this PEC, Bangla faculty members, under guidance of definitely the subject in charge, what they have done, they motivated, convinced the parents, and we have the highest percentage of PEC attendance actually in Bangla
Oh,
classes, 50 to
that's great.
60 percentage attendance in Bangla comparing to
Very
other
good.
PEC. So one student, I'm not going to take the name here, who never used to turn on the camera, never. And then also he or she was there in the regular class, but
Hmm.
no matter how much the Bangla teacher tried, but never turned on the camera. And then no,
Okay.
not answering, not participating at all. But when, gradually that students started attending the PEC classes, and then teacher spoke to that child, and amazing improvement, ma'am, you will not believe that
Hmm.
that very student now not only turning the camera on in the regular class, but raising her hand first to answer and participate
Wow.
in the class discussion. And
Great.
also it was shared in the meeting that that very student now can just is able to give creative speech on a given topic,
Wow, that's
impromptu,
great.
yeah, topic. So this is the success of PC stories. I hope the parents, those who are still thinking, or
I
also
think
sometimes, yeah,
after
yeah,
after
not
listening to this
reticent,
success story,
definitely.
I hope and I'm sure that they will be more encouraged to make their kids join the classes, PC
Right,
classes.
right. So
Yeah.
that's the success story of our PCs in primary.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Juliet, ma'am. I have another question for you. Like, how are the primary teachers keeping the students engaged in their regular online classes?
Okay, thank you. That's a huge story, because
Mhm.
actually,
It's
see,
very
ma'am,
tough.
they're very tough. And if you give me the entire webinar, I think I can just talk
We
about this
believe.
online
Yeah.
learning tool. And when we started, it was not difficult. I mean, not easy. This was very difficult. When we started our online journey last year, it's more than a year right now, right? I mean, this is April. I think 13 months, right? 13 months ago.
Yeah, I think so.
It was not that easy. I'm telling you, but with like, gradual different training, and then also teachers explored, research, and we have learned one thing from our experience. Now, students, those who are actually attending the virtual classes, school, they are not ready to learn, or I mean, taught at. They are actually, they want to be taught with what? Different kind of digital learning tools, which make the classes not only interesting, very much engaging. Now, if you invite the parents or others, like, those who want to come and visit our online learning platform or primary classes, I can only mention few here. I know you are not going to give me that much time to, I will just, mention few digital tools which primary teachers are using to
Okay.
design their lessons. First of all, I'm not going to mention about Google Form, because Google Form is something which is like all over the world, in other schools also using, definitely. Basically, we are conducting two types of online classes. One is asynchronous, another one is synchronous. Now, asynchronous, only students, teachers are giving the study pack so that the students can do
Okay.
it at home at their own pace, and it's offline, so they can just go and study and then do their homework. This is one weekly, one or two assignments. Sometimes it depends. They're getting. Another one is synchronous, which is happening in the real time. That means teacher and the students, they're present at the same time using the same platform, and the live classes are being conducted. Now, these synchronous classes, they are devising with different learning tools, which I think the head of IT can give us more information in detail.
Yeah.
Some I'm mentioning. One is Nearpod, then Mentimeter, and then quizzes, and definitely Kahoot. Kahoot, computer science department, they are using Kahoot, that is game-based learning tool.
That's great. That's
So
great.
it's actually they're preparing the lesson with Kahoot, and students, without realizing that they're learning, they're enjoying the game. So, but actually,
Great.
they are creating the quizzes by using Kahoot. And the Nearpod Mentimeter quizzes, it's almost same, only a little bit different. What teachers are devising different type of creating quizzes, and they are, I mean, vast. I mean, there is a library in this three software, or I should say app, where teacher can customize their like quizzes, right? So they
Okay.
create the quizzes, either their own one. They can even share their quizzes with all over the other teachers across the globe, and they can also take their one and then customize their quizzes. That link is shared with the students. Now, in the class time, the students are able to see on their screen one by one question is coming, and they are attempting one by one. And the interesting part is the teacher present the screen, whereas it is showing that who is going ahead and who is falling behind, and this is creating a healthy competition. So students themselves actually wait for the quizzes link, that ma'am, when we are going to do this. So it is coming, and then they are not only this, they are attempting, they are at the end of the quizzes, they are reviewing, the teacher is giving the immediate feedback, and also showing the scoreboard, who is first today, who is second, and who is third. So they really, I mean, they just become what should I say, glued to the online classroom.
Great.
So
Great.
this is one. Another, ma'am, I know I'm taking a little bit more time,
No,
but
no,
I should mention, beside the quizzes, for doing group work, when we think about the physical classroom, it's very difficult to arrange for group or project work. We can't now. We are thinking that, okay, in the physical classroom, we are making 4 groups. You do this project, you do that project, and in online platform, how you are going to do.
yeah.
So here we are using breakout rooms. So
Okay.
teachers are creating small, I mean, classroom within that platform, and then assigning them into different room we are creating, and they are given different, task or group work, giving the time limit, and then they come back to the main room and one by one do the presentation. It's so interesting, only if you answer and if you attend the breakout room, classes, then only you will be able to feel that, competition and these, how engaging the classes can be. One last thing is our math department is using Jamboard to make the
Okay.
class interesting. Now, what is Jamboard? This is an interactive whiteboard. So this is where the teacher, math teacher, why I'm saying the math teacher, because in our primary, math teachers are using the whiteboard more successfully. It's not forbidden for other department though, they can, but math teachers are using it more. Science
Okay.
teachers also I have seen they are using for drawing, but math teacher, what they do they solve the math problem on the whiteboard, and there are, like, just like our physical school whiteboard, it has
Yeah.
even more options. It has different color pen, highlighter, sticky notes. Teachers can just paste the multiple pages are there in the Jamboard, where you can show the textbook pages. So at one corner, and at one corner they are using the sticky notes to show the answer at the end of the class. So automatically it
Okay.
is popping up. Yeah, it's coming, and it is so interesting that students actually keep on watching, they solve, and then they are copying in the class, so as if they are doing the math class in the
Classroom, physical
real
classroom.
classroom. So that's how I'm mentioning that these are only few devices I named here. So
Oh.
that's how our teachers are trying their best to make it more interesting and engaging for the students.
Yeah, it's very great to learn because I didn't also have all these ideas about we are using this Jamboard, Kahoot app, quizzes, a lot of things we are doing to engage students. It's very good, great initiatives. Thank you, Ms. Juliet. Thank you. So let's proceed with the next question. My next question is to Ms. Dashani. Ms. Dashani, I want to ask you, what is the approach used to develop literacy skills in the pre-primary?
Good evening, everyone. Literacy is one of the 7 areas of the early years foundation stage that helps to develop a child's ability to read and write. In the pre-primary, we use unique teaching techniques to motivate our students to read, write, and spell confidently. Once the children learn them, they can use those tricks independently to blend and segment words whenever they're reading and writing. The step-by-step guide demonstrated to them to learning literacy provide everything they need for learning phonics. The lively songs sung to well-known nursery tunes by our teachers help them with learning all the alphabet sounds. Each letter focused on the song also has actions that help reinforce the alphabet sounds. The phonic stories that we read to our students also help them to remember the 44 letter sounds and their major spellings. I think most importantly, the characters in the story guide with correct letter formation that avoids confusion over similar looking letters. All these key aspects of learning literacy through multisensory approaches help our students to bring the grammar concepts to life and use them in their own writing when they enter primary school.
Thank you. I have another question for you. What are the strategies implemented to help students with differentiated learning abilities?
Differentiation means adjusting or changing the lesson and its goals based on the specific needs of the learner. In a playful environment, differentiation is subtle and takes some practice to do really well. as our young learners are simply not ready for the same things at the same time, we need to identify their learning styles, whether they are good at learning visually, auditorily, kinesthetically, or through reading and writing, upon which we differentiate the learning materials and activities to fit their needs. In online classes, we have allocated a half-hour session in the morning regularly to assist small groups of children to achieve their learning goals. During this period, the teachers engage the students through interactive discussions and written activities while assessing them informally to record and annotate their progress. At this time, the teachers only support the students to connect with them through tailored approaches, such as showing flashcards, writing on worksheets, exploring educational gaming tools that invoke logical thinking. Perhaps reading a story to those who possess developed listening skills. So all these playway methods help challenge students at the appropriate level so they can succeed on their own terms. Differentiation lessons not only help students but also the teachers to plan more comprehensive lessons to enable students to get the most out of their learning.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dushani. Well, I'll proceed with my next question. I want to ask Ms. Sangeeta, our Dean of Academics, what is My Excellence Plan?
MEP is basically my excellence plan that reflects key information about the learner's strengths as well as challenges. We have introduced this for our students so that they are motivated and self-directed. Using MEP, we are making them responsible, or I can say we are giving them the ownership of their own learning. They set up their target for each topic and plan strategies to achieve it. If they are unable to reach their desired level, they take help from their teachers to improve further. I hope it is clear.
Thank you, Ms. Sangeeta. So, is it helping our students?
Yes, it has been very helpful. Many students have shared with us that using MEP, they are able to monitor their own progress and are able to reflect on their learning. They have started selecting and using their own preferred tools, resources, strategies, and are actually designing their own learning experiences. It is also helping them to take corrective steps to enhance their performance wherever required. It is helping them to get a learning-centered attitude and manage their time effectively. At present, we have implemented it for the board classes, but by the next session, we will do it for all other grades as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sangeeta. Ms. Kumkum, our head of middle section. Ms. Kumkum, I have my next question for you. What is oral feedback audios?
Thank you so much, Ms. Navamita. Hello, everyone. I would like to go straight to the point. The thing is, it's feedback. You know, we are very much familiar with feedback. Teachers, it's a continuous process that teachers give feedback on students' assignments, written tasks, or presentation, anything. So that mostly teachers do in the written form. Here, when we say that oral feedback, it's a bit slightly different that we have started practicing from this academic year, basically. Okay, so this is something that teachers give the feedback orally by doing audio recording. So what's the procedure that we need to know? The procedure is, first of all, the teacher choose one particular important assignment, okay, for all the students, and then he or she keeps recording the audio, and they give the feedback on that particular assignment of each of the student by taking their name. Okay, and they actually focus on some points like what went well when they after submission the work, what went well, that means a sort of appreciation that is also there. for each
Right.
of the students,
Right.
and
Right.
at the same time that which points they need to work on, because maybe for some reason the child did not get the full mark, or whatever he or she expected. So
Right.
what was missing over there, that is what teacher orally, verbally, specifically actually mentioned in the
Okay.
oral feedback. So that is how what teachers are doing by audio recording. They're sharing the oral feedback with each of the students.
Okay, I think that's great, because when we say something rather than giving the written feedback, when we say something, we understand the tone and everything. It's better for understanding.
It's very important
Exactly.
for
Yeah,
understanding.
yeah. It's a
Absolutely
very
right, ma'am.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. It's
absolutely
very
right. You
good
are.
initiative. Um,
Yes.
okay, now tell me, how will it help the students?
Actually, ma'am, it will definitely help the students in a very intense way, I would say, because here one thing is there, like the students have the provision to reply back, to respond back.
Right.
By the audio recording, they can respond back to the teacher, so that they can clarify what was wrong or why did they answer that way,
And they can
or
respond with their audio. The students
exactly, they
also.
have that
That's great.
provision. They
That's
have
great.
that
That's
provision.
great.
Each of the student have the provision, so they
Okay.
can audio record. They can do the audio recording back and respond to the teacher, saying that why did they write that point? Maybe if they want to,
Right.
and they can clarify their own point. I mean, and at the same time, if they have any sort of queries to the teachers, they
Yeah.
can ask that also. In written feedback, the difference between these two is in written feedback, the language of the teacher sometimes some points are not very clear to the student.
Clear.
It
Yeah.
cannot reach out to the students. But in oral feedback, it can be reached out, and at the same time, since the exchange of responding is there, that's even more better.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
works in a better
It
way,
works
basically.
like a physical class. It works like a
Exactly,
physical class.
exactly. So actually, it I would say that it reach the expectation of the teachers, and
Right.
between the expectation of the teacher and the understanding of the students of the question or the assignment.
Right.
Okay, and in a nutshell, I can say that it will basically help the student to develop the standard of their written task, of any sort of
Right.
assignment.
Right.
It will
Right.
definitely help them to standardize their work.
Work.
That's
That's
it.
great. That's great. Thank you so much, Miss Kumkum.
You're
It
most
was
welcome.
very clear. Thank you
Thanks
so
a
much.
lot.
Okay. We have our Dean of Activities, Miss Shalini, with us. Miss Shalini, I have the next question for you. Apart from several IMATS activities, we can see that students' exchange programs are being held as well at DPS STS. Let us know about it.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Students Exchange Program. We have been conducting this previously also in the previous years, but I have been put in charge this year, so I can share my experience with all of y'all. We have already completed 2 exchange programs. One school is DPS Mohali, and the other school is DPS Bangalore East, where we had discussed on different topics like the introduction of our country, then rise in temperature in the last 50 years in each country, then scarcity of water in the world, and language of our country. So when we were seeing this exchange happening between the students, they were taking the leadership.
Yeah.
They were leaders in the group. They were deciding the next topic. They were exchanging ideas. They were asking each other questions, and they were learning about each other's country.
Yes.
So ultimately, what we saw at the exchange of this program, that the students found out that there were so many similarities between each country rather than the differences, which brings divide between countries. So we are training our students to see to the similarities rather than the differences. First, that point. Second, they are making friends globally. They're just
Right.
not restricted to their close friends over email. There's been exchange of email. They have formed their WhatsApp group with the consent of the parents, where they are talking, exchanging ideas, how they're going to present their work. So if you see the messages shared is so healthy, and the creativity is coming out, I would say. Then we have also seen that, uh, students are thinking of studying in that country, looking like, sometimes what happened, they're scared to move to another country, to go to for studying abroad. They think that, they're not confident enough. So as they're already having this exchange program, they're exchanging ideas, learning about each other's culture. So it gives them a chance. It gives them confidence to study in other countries, learn their language, learn their culture, and bring it to the country they're living in. And one more thing I would like to say, that it helps in connecting the world beautifully.
Yeah.
Right, connecting to each other in a beautiful thing, taking positive views, with so many differences between each other countries, we are making a positive impact.
Yeah.
So we are going to, in the new session, we are going to make sure that we are going to connect schools in countries like Jordan, Egypt, UAE,
That would be
UK,
very good. Very
and
good.
yes, and recently only our students from grade 7 to 9 were involved in this program. But in the
Okay.
new session, we are going to involve students from grade 3 onwards in this program, so that they get a chance to exchange their ideas, look at others countries culture, maybe in a small way, but they're going to exchange ideas, and is going to be a beautiful program. That's all I can say at the end.
Yeah. I can think like a grade three. If we start from grade three from the next session, a grade three kid are having is he or she is having a friend maybe from any other end of the world, from Malaysia or from Egypt or anywhere. So it's great, and it's a very good initiative for cultural sharing, knowledge sharing, leadership skills. A very good initiative. Very good. That's
You
why I
won't believe,
yeah
Miss Namamita, I want to just share one thing. They had the first presentation, each group presented through PPT.
yeah.
Then the second exchange program, you won't believe, they had drama, they had singing, and
Wow,
in their own
amazing.
languages. Yeah, and it was surprising that what ideas the students can come up with while exchange of these programs. So it was
Yes.
just fantastic to see, and we were just the facilitators from the back. The
Mhm.
students took the leadership for the whole program. That
Great,
was the
great,
best part.
great. Very good initiative. Great initiative. Thank you. Okay, now I want to ask you about another good initiative. What is this Keywords Genius program, and how is it working?
Okay, the keywords. Okay, I remember my days when this was introduced. After the Cambridge training, we were told by our teachers, okay, you have to learn 5 words from your dictionary every day to enhance your vocabulary. But after coming to DPS, and as we are in Cambridge school, and we got our training, to teach our particular subjects, we realized that, a lot of emphasis is given on keywords. Our lesson plan, we have to include keywords in our lesson plan according to the topic to be taught, and we have to discuss keywords in every class of ours. Okay, so what started happening, we have seen the changes when we started in the beginning of the year, and now we have seen the students understand the content of the subject well. They're more confident in talking, because as they've understood the topic well, they're participating in class discussion. And we have seen the enhancement of vocabulary. Especially I think the English teachers can talk about it, because the way they're writing their essays now, the way they're writing the answers, they can see the students using those words in their or essay writing, answers writing, and even while talking in the class. So what happened, this project was initiated by our Vice Principal, Sir Dr. Shivananda, and we have already completed 2 competitions, once in the month of February and one in March. And you won't believe, the participation from February to March was almost that 80% of our students participated. And as it was in February, I would say it was overall like, grade wise, but in March when we conducted this, subject wise, where teachers selected 20 keywords, 25 keywords from that particular subject, made into quizzes, Google form, and gave it to the students. And you won't believe, so many students have got full marks. They have received certificate from this thing subject teachers. So we are seeing that students' participation is increasing, their vocabulary is increasing. So we are going to continue with this keyword program in our new session too. We are going to conduct one program, like a competition every term, so that students look forward to it and they can review the keywords learned during the whole term. And it always, as I said previously, is going to enhance their vocabulary too.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Miss Shalini. Thank you. Now we have our head of senior section, Miss Tarana. Miss Tarana, I have a question for you. What strategies are being followed for the senior school online learning program?
Thank you, Ms. Navamita, for asking me the question. When we initially started our online classes, just like all other schools, the entire system was new to us. As a team, we came up with strategies to make our online program a success. In fact, we were one of the pioneers. Starting from preparing the timetable to learning the new online teaching platform, everywhere we gave a lot of effort. To improve the quality of our online classes, we are conducting series of trainings for teachers so that classes can be made more effective and interesting. We are teaching our students self-improvement and self-empowerment. Students are being put into various breakout rooms at times where they are discussing about a wide range of topics and are learning to put their opinions forward. Uh, to improve our teaching quality, we are concentrating on differentiated learning, where every child's individual need is being catered. Students are getting performance enhancement classes for every subject, which is helping them to uplift their academic performance. The exams that we are conducting for the board classes are very, very helpful for them. This constant practice will surely give them high scores. Ms. Nabumita, I would also like to mention that along with teaching, students are participating on online debate competitions and intra-MUN, both of which are enhancing the speaking and communication ability of the students. Students have participated in social events such as Alodhara and Dps Sts Education for Human Greatness program, where they are learning that as humans they need to give back to the society, especially during challenging time like COVID-19. One student is taking karate classes for the juniors so that they remain healthy during the pandemic. As a part of Duke of Edinburgh, the students of higher grades are making the juniors aware of different issues such as internet safety, health, and hygiene. The list is actually very long, Ms. Navamita, so I would like to say that even though there is room for improvement, overall the combined effort of teachers, staff, and the students did pay off.
Thank you. Okay, now tell me, how does our students achieve such outstanding admission offers and scholarships from world's topmost universities?
Thank you again. Let me just begin by saying that I feel proud that many of our students have got and are getting admissions in the top universities of the world. Last year, one of our students got enrolled in an Ivy League university. It was Cornell University. This year, many of our students have received offers from renowned universities, such as the University of British Columbia, there was University of Calgary, Simon Fraser University, York University, Manchester University, even King's College, and actually many more. Not only this, our students are receiving lucrative scholarships of $8,000, $12,000, and even $20,000. The credit goes to the effort and the hard work of our dedicated teachers and to our two career counselors who worked day and night to process the admissions for the students. And finally, the main credit goes to the students themselves. They received such admission offers from the top universities of the world because of their own ability and their hard work. They have earned it, and I wish them all the best for their future.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tarana. Thank you. So we've come to the end of our session, and we have at last, we have our head of IT and technical head of online learning, Mr. Mridha. Mr. Mridha, welcome to our show. So my first question for you is, what are the unique virtual learning tools that we are using for our online learning program?
Good afternoon, Naumita. Thank you so much for inviting me in this special podcast program. I feel honored to be here along with other section heads. Yes, you are rightly said. In our virtual classes, we are using various digital tools. Like we are using quizzes, Mentimeter, and Nearpod to make the classes more engaged, more interactive, and interesting for students. We are also using Google Tours, Nearpod for virtual tours, breakout rooms for small group discussion where students lead the groups. We use dissection lab for virtual labs and AR Lupa as an augmented reality tools. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let us know about our recent international success, winning the BET MEA Awards in the online learning strategy category.
We are very happy that we won the BET MEA Award for Online Learning Strategy category. Credit goes to all the stakeholders. It's my pleasure to congratulate once again to our beloved students, teachers, parents, SLT team, and school management. Why we won this award? Is it only for online classes? No. Our section heads already explained nicely the different initiative we have taken to make these online classes successful. Apart from that, I would like to mention that our management purchased the touchscreen laptops for all the teachers beginning of the session to make them more comfortable while taking online classes. Management assured uninterrupted internet connectivity by providing free mobile SIM with 30 GB data pack per month to all the students and teachers. Teachers used various digital tools in their virtual classes that I already explained. Apart from virtual classes, we have implemented DWDPS where sports, art, music, and dance classes are being conducted. PEC classes for students performance enhancement tracking. My excellence program where student, teacher, and parent set their goal and achieve accordingly. For teachers, we arranged regular training. We introduced lesson observation metrics, various tracking system to increase the quality of teaching and learning process. For all these initiatives, we are the only school in Middle East, East, and South Asia who won this prestigious award. Thank you, Naumita.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mridha. Well, thank you so much, all our heads. Thanks a lot to all of you. You managed your time. I know you all are very busy with your online classes and all other works for our online learning program. But then again, you managed to make your time and come online for us today. And it was a very important and fruitful discussion. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for coming.